Welcome to One Bull News. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the Economic Survey 2024-25, a detailed report of India's economy. This report not only reviews the past year's performance but also sets the stage for the upcoming Union Budget 2025. Let's dive into the key highlights and what they mean for India's future. The Economic Survey is like a health checkup for the economy. It's prepared by the Finance Ministry and gives us a clear picture of where we stand and where we are headed. This year's survey highlights both global and domestic trends, along with challenges and opportunities for India. Let's start with the global scenario. The survey points out that the global economy is growing but at a slow and uneven pace. The International Monetary Fund predicts a 3.2% growth rate for 2024. While the services sector is doing well, manufacturing has slowed down due to supply chain disruptions caused by geopolitical tensions and the pandemic aftermath. Inflation has eased globally, but the prices of the services sector remain high. This has led to divergent monetary policies. Some countries are raising interest rates while others are cutting them to boost growth. Now, let's talk about India. Despite global challenges, India remains a bright spot. The survey projects India's GDP to grow between 6.3 to 6.8% in the financial year 2025-26. For the current year 2024-25, the economy is expected to grow at 6.4%, driven by strong performances in agriculture and services. However, manufacturing is facing challenges due to weak global demand. Sector-wise performances: agriculture, industry and services. Let's break down how different sectors are performing. Agriculture is growing at 3.8% thanks to record Kharif crop production and strong rural demand. This is good news for farmers and rural economies. Industry and manufacturing are growing at 6.2%, but the sector is facing headwinds due to the weak global demand and supply chain issues. The services sector is the star performer, growing at 7.2%. Key drivers include IT, finance and hospitality. This sector is creating jobs and boosting economic activity. On the trade front, exports grew by 1.6%, but imports rose faster at 5.2%, widening the trade deficit. However, India remains the top recipient of remittances globally, which has helped to keep the current account deficit under control at 1.2% of GDP. There are some challenges ahead. Geopolitics, inflation and financial stress. While the outlook is positive, the survey also highlights some challenges. Geopolitical tensions like the Russia-Ukraine war and the Israel-Hamas conflict are disrupting global trade and energy security. For example, the Suez Canal crisis has forced ships to take longer routes, increasing freight costs and delivery times. Global inflation is easing, but food inflation remains a concern in India due to erratic weather and supply chain disruptions. Weak global demand is affecting India's manufacturing sector and slowing private investment. States are facing financial stress due to rising subsidies, lower tax collections and dependency on central transfers. There are some reforms and resilience. So, what's the plan to tackle these challenges? The survey suggests a multi-pronged approach. First, managing geopolitical risk. Diversify trade routes and partners to reduce dependency on conflict-affected regions. Strengthen energy security by boosting renewable energy production and securing long-term import deals. Second, controlling inflation. Expand food buffer stocks and strengthen supply chains to stabilize food prices. Promote climate-resilient agriculture to mitigate weather-related shocks. Third, boost investment and growth. Encourage private sector investment through tax reforms, incentives, and ease of doing business initiatives. Focus on infrastructure development to create jobs and boost productivity. Fourth, strengthening state finances. Improve tax collection mechanisms to enhance state revenues. Rationalize subsidies and implement targeted welfare schemes to ensure fiscal discipline. A positive outlook with caution. Overall, the Economic Survey 2024-25 paints a hopeful picture for India's economy. The country's domestic resilience and structural reforms are driving growth, but global uncertainties remain a risk. The focus now shifts to Union Budget 2025, where the government will outline its plan to address these challenges and sustain growth. Thank you for joining us.